welcome back to a video on my floor, the series where I talk about whatever I want and you have to put up with it. I have a beard now, let's get down to business. On today's episode, Gundam. You know, the one with the robots and the plastic and the horrors of war. I don't know anything about Gundam. Don't get me wrong, I've thought about getting into Gundam. I do like big robots and space operas, but every time I do, I look at how many series there are and I remember that I just don't hate myself that much. I've also considered doing a video where I watch all of Gundam to kind of give me a reason to do it, but once again I look at the list and say, no. So if you want me to do that, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, maybe even become a channel member or a patron, because let's be honest, I'm not going to do that unless someone pays me to. But Steven, you're making a video about Gundam right now. That means you must have watched something. Yeah, that is the point of the video. Good job. Well, have you heard of something called G-Saviour? That's right, move over Hollywood. We already have a live-action Gundam movie, and apparently it was canon for a while. And since I'm absolutely that guy, I decided that would be the funniest and best way for me to get into Gundam. And now I'm gonna try and recount it to you. This is gonna be messy. Also, I watched it 3 days ago on stream while very drunk. And now I'm laying here on my floor wearing sunglasses. So don't expect this to be the most accurate retelling. So G-Saviour is about Mark Curis, a former mobile suit pilot slash soldier for Consent. That is the name of our Nazi uniform wearing villains. Consent is the bad guy here. The joke writes itself. So he quits, he becomes like a underwater mobile suit pilot. Underwater base gets infiltrated by some space-noids. I'm gonna say space-noids. By some space-noids, even though they never call them that. People from a side called Gaia. None of this is really that important. But they were trying to steal a chemical to make a bioluminescent goo that emits light and heat. I usually just call that a light bulb, which apparently somehow means that they could potentially grow plants underwater. Okay, think we have some light bulbs that could accomplish the same thing. Also don't know why we need to do that, but they do point out, you know, Earth is 75% water. That would up the farmable land a good bit. But I was also under the impression that, like, starvation isn't really an issue in Gundam. I don't know. That's what I was told. Don't yell at me in the comments. So again, not really sure why we need it. But also, not really sure why Earth is against consent. Sorry, why consent is against it. Assumedly, it just make you a lot of money, right? That's a lot of extra income that you're just saying no to. Now, to be fair, they do eventually give us a reason, and it is the most cartoonishly evil and stupid reason.
You never intended on either one of us discovering an alternative method to agriculture. Because there's way too much power to be had from selective starvation.
So, once again, our Nazi-themed consent soldiers don't want people to farm underwater. By the way, the good guys are the Illuminati. I forgot to mention that. The Illuminati are the good guys and Consent is the bad guys. I really want to drive that into you. Fucking amazing. Nobody ever says Gundam in the movie. They do say mobile suits a few times, I think. Cut to clip of that happening if it does.
Looks like it's an armored mobile suit carrier.
So anyway, eventually Mark breaks the space noid out of prison, and then she and some other space noids and him and Mark's girlfriend also, who's high up in the government, they all leave Earth, go to New Manhattan for like maybe 5 minutes, and then go to Gaia. On Gaia, our main girl, hold on, I forgot the names of all the characters. Let me pull up a list. Cynthia. Cynthia shows Mark, it's Mark Curran. Cynthia shows Mark Curran her secret garden, and while they're there, they share a nice passionate kiss for no reason. There's no reason for it, and it actively ruins everything. So, if Mark could have just kept it in his pants, none of the rest of the movie would have happened. Because Mark's girlfriend sees this kiss, and then decides to help commit war crimes. She hijacks the defense turret system to shoot at a consent ship so that consent has an excuse to then go attack Gaia. It's an actually fun little complicated thing, except, and I'm told this happens in Gundam a lot, really, she's just doing it because she's horny. You know? She just wants to keep Mark and fuck him. Again, I'm told that happens in Gundam a lot, is that kind of wars keep getting started because women be horny. If that's true, please let me know in the comments. Then the Gundam stuff happens. Mark gets in the G-Saviour, there's a bunch of other mobile suits, and they have some Gundam fights. Looks cool. G-Saviour, actually a pretty cool design. So wait, again, light bulbs can accomplish what they're trying to do, but they say that the goo can help grow food underwater on both Earth and on the sides, and how important that would be for the sides. Would presumably there not just be metal under the water on a colony? I don't know why they'd really bother putting like a bunch of dirt down there, let alone why would you need to do that on a colony? If you were supposed to have agriculture, wouldn't you have just built the farmable land into the colony? Like, these aren't naturally forming. You could have just put more farmable land on your big spaceship, right? Right? Oh yeah! It's kind of a little well-known fact that Power Rangers Lost Galaxy and an episode of Firefly both reuse the Starship Troopers armor. But now we can actually add a third thing to that list, because so does G-Saviour. G-Saviour is a perfect summary of sci-fi in the 90s. The set designs, the costuming, everything about it just screams that era of 90s into early 2000s, you know, with Star Trek Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, into Power Rangers in Space and Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, Firefly, etc. There was just this era of spacefaring sci-fi shows and movies that were getting made all the time. And you just look at G-Saviour, and if I didn't show you any of the Gundam scenes, which are a vast minority of the movie anyway, you would have no clue that this was actually a Gundam movie. And in a sense, that is what makes it so magical to me. Everything about the designs and the writing and the stupid-ass plot, I love it. If Gundam fans hate it, have more fun in your life. I don't know what to tell you. Don't take it so seriously. It's just stupid and fun. And have fun enjoying that it's stupid. Also, it did kind of get me into Gundam. The title's not really a lie. I then went and watched all of Witch from Mercury in a day. And I have been building a Gundam. It's a Gundam wing, I think. I went to Barnes & Noble and bought it. I really didn't care that much. Honestly, the most shocking thing about this whole process is finding out that those Gundam kits are only like $20. I thought they were like stupid expensive. But $20, that wasn't too bad. I'm having fun with it. So I think I'm gonna become a Gundam guy now. Hey, if you want me to talk more about Gundam, let me know. If you want me to talk about something else, let me know. And hey, if you're watching this around when it came out, that means I am live right now playing the official PS2 G-Saviour sequel game. Remember, again, like, comment, subscribe, the YouTube things. Again, UV lights accomplish the same thing. We grow things indoors all the time. I don't see why we need bioluminescent goo to do it underwater. I will not get over that plot point. It just doesn't... I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway. Bye. Also, wait. What could you grow underwater? Like, what normal plant could live that completely surrounded by water? Most of them die if they get too wet, right? What are you gonna grow down there other than what already grows down there? I love this movie.